Welcome to another exciting episode of Skill Up, Career Portrait by Cell, where we connect students with real-world insights from industry experts to help them shape their future. And in this episode, we have with us Mr. Samraat Pattanayak, Manager of AI and Analytics at Cognizant. With years of experience in turning complex data into actionable insights, Mr. Samraat brings not only technical expertise but also a strong understanding of what it really takes to thrive in the fields of data science, AI, and analytics. Welcome, Mr. Samraat Pattanayak. Glad to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, Anjana, for having me here today. Glad to be here.
Shall we begin the conversation?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yes. So, can you tell us about your journey into the world of AI and analytics and what inspired you to pursue this path?
Sure. So, I started my career back in 2018, fresh out of college, as an electrical engineer. Companies which I was working ahead, right? So, those companies were dealing with lot of data. Those are mostly into operational data, sales data, customers data. But we were not utilizing those data much for analytics purpose or for data-driven decision making, right? Then later when we saw all across the companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Netflix, they are utilizing so much of analytics, right? These companies were so much in the news. Like for example, Netflix uses analytics for recommendation, right, of the right set of series and movies to us. So that made me feel the need to upskill myself to data analytics, AI, ML. So I started with the basics of SQL, Excel, then gradually developed interest and I went to Tableau, Power BI, and then to statistics and machine learning. And here I am today working in Cognizant as the manager in their data analytics.
Yes, it was really a great journey, you right? So, which tools or platforms do you use most often at Cognizant? And would you recommend any specific ones for the beginners to start with?
Sure. So the usage of the platforms and the tools that largely depends on the projects that we are working and the clients obviously. But to start with, we generally mostly use SQL, Python. Then for data visualization, we have Tableau, Power BI. Then for prediction, right, for predictive modeling, we use machine learning, statistics, these things. And to talk about the tools, so for machine learning, we have AWS SageMaker, Azure ML Studio. Then these days, we are also kind of focusing more on generative AI, LLMs. So for that, we have OpenAI, Azure things. So yeah, so these are the common tools which everybody should be knowing at this present age.
Yes, especially the beginners.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think? What holds more value when hiring freshers? Certifications or real world project experience?
Well, to be very honest, both the things are equally important for your resume, for your profile, when you are especially a fresher,
Correct.
right? Now, when I say both are equally important, I will give slightly higher weightage to the practical skills, to the practical projects that anybody is doing. Because what I believe is that if somebody is pursuing a course only, that shows that that student is studied that particular topic or that particular course.
Correct.
But when they do some live project or have some practical hands-on, that shows that they are able to apply that thing in the practical way, right? They know how to apply it, right? And how to infer the things from it. If they had some live projects in their resume, or they can talk about those things, that will be like the cherry on the cake.
So, from your experience, what are some common mistakes that entry-level candidates usually make while applying for the roles in analytics?
Yes. So, as we know that this analytics, data science is a vast field. There are so many tools, techniques, concepts inside this umbrella field is that many of people uses lot of buzzwords, AI, ML, NLP, robotics, right? All of those things, left, right, center, which doesn't aligns well to their profile.
Okay.
So I will recommend that always go for limited set of skill sets, but go in depth of them.
Okay.
Don't simply just blindly mention those things, right? Just for the sake of mentioning it. You should be knowing it thoroughly in and out, right? You should have done some hands-on practical things on those particular topics that we're mentioning. That is one thing. Second, as I said, that in most of the resumes there is lack of practical implementation projects, live projects, right? These kind of things. So we have so much of sample data available all across Google, on Kaggle platforms and all. So anybody can take up any data set, they can build a model. It may not be like 99% accurate model, but at least a model which can do the prediction, right? You should have solved a real life business problems that you are seeing all across. That could be helpful. Thirdly, we have seen that the candidate might be very well aware with the technical things, but then when they come for interview, they are lacking the articulation skills. How nicely they can speak about their experiences, uh, the project that they have done, right? Until and unless you speak about your experiences in a very convincing manner, nobody is going to figure out, right?
Correct.
That how much you know, how much knowledge you are having. So don't just speak about the models that you have created or the dashboards that you have created, but also give the bigger picture that what business outcome it is delivering, right? What kind of problem it is solving, why you chose this particular project to be done, and what is the impact of the analysis that you have done. So that will add more quality to your projects, to your resume, to your interview, and so on.
Yes. So, what all things they are mentioning in their biodata or resume, that should be perfectly then tailed aside, right?
Yes.
Also, as you have mentioned, the candidates they may be technically sound, but they might lack some soft skills. So, what do you think besides these technical skills? What soft skills are more important to grow in this field?
Yes. So see, these particular skill sets comes very handy for consulting profiles, for product management, for analyst profiles. Now, whenever you get into corporates, into these kind of profiles, you have to deal with lot of customer interactions, team interactions. You have to be part of many technical discussions, have to give your ideas, give your viewpoints and all. Now, if you are stuck in the communication loop where you are not able to communicate your thoughts well, your ideas well, you will lag in the corporate race,
Correct.
right? So I will always recommend that whatever you are doing, technically, you should be very vocal about how you are doing it, what impact it is carrying, right? What is the bigger outcome it is solving, right? Develop the 360 view of that business problem or the case that you are solving. So that will help definitely.
What are the top skills that freshers should focus on if they want to build a career in AI or data analytics?
Well, it's pretty simple. So anybody who is willing to get into this field, they should start with the basics of Excel and SQL. These are the two very primary important skill sets which every company will be looking into. So SQL and Excel is used for basic data analysis, right? Data querying. Then once you are confident with these things, you can move to next level up where we have Python. Python is used for programming, right? Creating charts, graphs, using libraries. We can do so many things in Python. Then once you are done with Python, the next third step could be your data visualization, where we have Power BI, Tableau, right, which is used for creating interactive charts, dashboards, reports, and all of these things. After that, right, in a more advanced part, we have machine learning, statistics, which are mostly used for prediction purpose, forecasting, right, fine tuning the forecasting things. So these things are equally important from the technical point of view, but at the same time, they should also build understanding on the business part. At least get understanding of a single domain like either marketing either finance or e-commerce, retail. These things will help.
How do you see the demand for AI and data professionals growing in India over the next 5 years?
Well, it's massive. I was going through a report last week which says that like by 2030, the demand for AI analysts or data analysts will grow up to 1.5 to 2 billion, right, by 2030. So this is the right time to prep up and get into this field. And as we are hearing a lot about different competitions coming up in every field, right? Like let's say we have Uber and Ola in ride hailing services, Zomato, Swiggy, right? So there are so many players in every sector. Everybody is competing with each other. And what is the base of this competition? It's all about data. How well you can understand the data, figure out the things that will help the company to kind of stay ahead of their competition,
Correct.
right? And finding out the pain areas, right? Why customers are going away, how we can attract new customers, what kind of discount promotions we should give to get more customers. So these kind of things are really picking it up. And also, right, like generative AI, machine learning,
Correct.
AI, these things are also keeping up the pace. So for these things, the basic is always data analytics because generative AI, LLMs, and all of these are built on data. So if you are good with data analytics, you know all those AI models, machine learning models, it would be more easy for you to upskill to generative AI and LLMs, the next gen technologies and all.
Yes. So it's really gonna boom.
Yes.
Yes.
Obviously, right? So we are hearing a lot about these days chatbots coming up,
Correct,
right?
correct, correct.
Intelligent chatbots. So it is all based on the past data, how the normal human has interacted, how is the responses that they have given to different scenarios. Based on that, a chatbot is trained, right? So it's all about the past data, analyzing it, fine tuning it, predicting the different scenarios it might have to face. So, yeah.
Yes, yes. So AI is gonna be
Yes, obviously.
layered.
Right, yeah.
Also, can students from non-technical backgrounds like BCom, Pharma, BBA, can they also have a transition into analytics?
Definitely, right? Like I have seen many success stories where students are coming from a non-tech background, right? Or a non-CS background, right? From BBA or BCom or MCom, these kind of backgrounds. And they have done really well in data science field or AI ML field.
Yes.
So in the present time, right, every company tries to focus more on the skill sets. So if you bring the right skills on the table, right, then nobody can beat you. So you should be very thorough with your understanding of the basic topics, basic concepts. Prepare thoroughly your projects that you are doing, right? You should be able to explain it really well to anybody, and that will be enough, right? Like you can start. So let's say if somebody is coming from a non-tech background and wants to really get into this field, they should always start with Excel and SQL, as I mentioned.
Yes.
Then they can go to Python for programming, then to Tableau and Power BI, and then lastly to machine learning and statistics.
Yeah.
That will be enough.
There will be technical people and non-technical people as we discussed. So coming from technical and non-technical, this non-technical people, they will not be having proper base maybe as the technical side people. So what all extra steps do you think they should take for a better, having a balance
Yes.
decisions?
See, presently in data analytics field, it is quite matured now. So most of the tools that we are using, those are like no code tools. Like for Power BI and Tableau, we need not to have any kind of technical coding knowledge, right?
Yes.
It's all based on your business understanding, data understanding, and so on. You simply have to drag and drop at the right place, and it will create interactive dashboards, charts, right? SQL queries are very easy to write if you understand the logic, the syntax, how to write it.
Correct.
So yeah, so with time, with gradually, right, doing live projects, practicing on Kaggle data sets and all, there are so many resources available all across.
Correct.
So like with right set of guidance and patience, anybody can and will be able to do it.
Yes, yes. So to the non-technical students, don't worry. As we mentioned, with the right guidance, you also can achieve what you really want to become.
So, like to add a disclaimer, I myself is coming from an electrical engineering background.
Oh.
I'm not from a computer science background. So if I am able to make it, you guys will definitely able to make it.
Can you share a real project where AI or analytics helped solve a big problem?
Yes, so like these days, AI analytics is getting leveraged in multiple industries, right? Mostly in BFSI, in e-commerce, retail, then in pharmaceuticals, right? So for banking and fintech industry, it is used for fraud detection, credit risk scoring. Then in e-commerce and retail, these are used for recommendation engine, right? Let's say if we are going to a superstore, what all possible items we will be putting in our basket, right? So or whenever we order something on Zepto or Blinkit, right? What is the next item they should recommend us so that we make more spend, right? So those things, those recommendation engines are few of the important use cases in retail and e-commerce industry. Then in pharmaceuticals, right? Clinical trials, right? Predictions, different kind of scenarios of different diseases, combination diseases. So these things are really working it out. And yeah, and also in travel and hospitality industry, right? Like fine tuning the guest preferences, right? Being into the corporate for the last 8 years has worked, like I have worked on various projects. So in different sectors as well. So let's say like in BFSI or fintech sector, right? Banking and finance, fraud detection is one of the important projects that is going on. Then credit risk scoring, right? Assigning credit scores to different kind of customers based on their past financial behavior. Then in pharmaceuticals, right? Clinical trials, finding out the different scenarios where a medicine can work or a vaccine can work. These things in e-commerce and retail industry, which is like very much in demand, very much visible to us these days, right? So their recommendation engine where the platform recommends that what is the next item we would likely to buy, so that like they can recommend that and we end up purchasing that.
Correct.
Think of Netflix, right? So Netflix wants to hold us for a longer duration. So if they don't suggest us the right set of web series or movies, we might move out.
Correct.
So yeah, so these kind of projects, recommendation engine, market basket analysis to find out that which kind of products together make the best fit, right? Like say if you are going to a Reliance Retail or a Spencer's and you purchased a bottle of shampoo, what is the next item Anjana is going to purchase?
Yeah.
And if we can make that available right besides that, it will increase the chance of getting it purchased, right? So that is how the companies will make more profit, more sales, and so on.
It's all about we have to be updated with everything what is happening around us.
And these are pretty common things we can see, right?
Yeah.
Just observe all across you, all these platforms, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, Netflix, Zepto, Blinkit, right? They are utilizing so much of analytics,
Correct.
AI, machine learning.
They know our taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you can develop those use cases, brainstorm on those particular things. It will help you to think of different kind of projects which you can apply and implement.
How do you and your team keep keep up or up to date with the fast changes in AI analytics? And do you follow any websites or groups that help you stay updated?
Well, we have internal training sessions going on,
Okay.
right? Every week, every month, we have evaluations going on, right? We need to keep with the pace, right? Because we cannot lag, because with the new age things coming up,
Correct.
every client, every project will have new set of requirements.
Correct.
So if we don't upskill, right? If we don't discuss newer ideas to sell, then we will left behind, right? So to stay ahead in your career is now it has become very important to be upskilled, and there are multiple sources also available all across YouTube and multiple platforms. So just get the right guidance, choose a mentor, and you will be like at the place.
Updated, right? Stay updated. That is just right. As we discussed, getting abreast with what is happening around the things, up to date with our domain, it's very important. So, can you suggest some free resources so that the students can get access to get updated with the fast changes in AI and analytics?
Yeah, oh yes. So there are many open source free resources available, right? One prominent is Kaggle. So one can visit to the Kaggle website. There you get so many different industries data sets. sample data sets which you can utilize to build your dashboard, your models, all of these things. And there also you can get to see other people's projects and models that they have created. So you can take reference from there as well, and then you can like build a layer on top of it.
Yes, yes. So it is really important. Whatever the technical and soft skill they have should get updated with what is in the industry right now is very important for the shift, right? Yes, yes. Okay. So also, is it important to know a specific industry like healthcare or finance when working in analytics?
See, like you will end up working in any specific industry, may it be edtech, may it be healthcare, e-commerce, retail, banking, automobile, and so on, right? So the role of a data analyst will keep on changing based on different industries,
Correct.
right? So to an extent, for example, e-commerce or retail will have a different expectation from a data analyst as compared to what an automobile company will expect from a data analyst.
Correct. Correct.
So, but I will suggest that first, anybody should have thorough understanding of those 5 specific tools which I mentioned, and then develop your domain knowledge in any of the 2 industries. That will be sufficient to start. May it be BFSI, may it be healthcare or travel hospitality, edtech, and so on.
Do you think ethics and using AI responsibly is important in your work? And how do you make sure of it?
Yes, so that's an added responsibility whenever you are dealing with any client's data and you are building an AI model on top of it. Because in the present time, data is the new oil. Every company is relying all on their past data sets
Correct.
to compete in the industry. So it's very, very crucial to deal with this data with proper uh, responsibility, right? With proper ethics. So we deal with PII data. PII stands for uh, personal identification data sets,
Okay.
which we cannot kind of leak out,
Oh.
or it should not be available in public domain.
Correct.
So we make sure that we are not kind of misusing those data sets, right? We take proper permission from the customer before using it. So that is equally important.
Yes, everywhere we are entering our personal data. So we need that security, privacy as
Every company will require that
Correct.
to kind of stay competitive, stay relevant in the industry. If everybody's data is available in the industry, then how the companies will
Correct.
compete and kind of grow.
Yes, yes, yes. So we should have an list in that link. Yes, I'm totally fine. So if someone is confused about where to start in AI or analytics, what should they do in the first 30 days, according to you?
Mm-hmm. So I will suggest that find out a right mentor, get a right guidance, and start with Excel and SQL. As I previously mentioned, also there are tons of data available, resources available, right? How to do things in Excel, how to run queries in SQL. Then gradually upskill yourself to the other things, but always first start with Excel and SQL. That will give you confidence enough to understand the data, right? First find out what exactly needs to be done, clean the data, right? Handle messy data. All of these things is equally important.
So, coming to your job role, so what does a typical day look like for someone in your role as a manager, AI analytics?
All right. So it comprises of technical, business, stakeholder things, right?
Yes.
So typically I start with stakeholder meetings where I need to do requirement gathering from the customer, understanding their pain points, the business problems, how to go about that solutioning part, right? Then we had a lot of technical discussions where I have to be present, right? I have to give my inputs,
Correct.
how to build a model, how accurate it should be, what are the nuances that we have to take care of. And then thirdly, right, we need to figure out what kind of data we will be using for dashboarding, right? What all business KPIs is important to include. And lastly, we have to also look for our junior associates career progression, prepping them up, upskilling. So these are the things that I typically do in a day-to-day job.
It's all about discussion.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We have lots and lots of data. Now, every data cannot be used evidently in an AI model because we have to take care of any form of bias,
Correct.
any form of deviation, drift, these kind of things. Let's say, for example, if you are building a hiring model, now it should have a proper proportionate data for male and female, right? Else it will go for a bias, right? So these things are equally important. Then we always made sure to have proper audit of our model time to time, so that it is working like really fine with a new set of data, new scenarios, and everything.
Coming to a common man thing, whichever apps we use, like we are entering our personal data as well. So it's very important to have the security over there. So ethics is something which is really
Yes, and because every company in the industry focuses on PII data, that is personal information available to you.
correct.
For example, any kind of health data, right? Any kind of, let's say, religion, gender, these kind of things, which might be little difficult to deal with, which will change with people to people. So those things are very important to manage ethically, right? Without any kind of bias towards any particular thing. So yeah.
So you will make sure that nothing
Yes, we make sure that our models are fine-tuned in that a manner,
correct.
that it should not kind of hold any bias, any errors, right? It is more accurate and so on.
Yes, yes. If someone is confused about where to start in AI or analytics, what should they do in the first 30 days according to you?
Yes. So first of all, get a right guidance, right? Get a right mentor. Then there are a lot of resources available around data science analytics. One can start with the understanding of Excel and SQL, how to deal with a data set using Excel and SQL. So in Excel, one can start with pivot, conditional formatting, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, slicers, then what if analysis, creating dashboards. These are few of the things. In SQL, they can learn how to write basic queries using where, group by, having, order by. Then they can move to a little higher level, right, where we have CTEs, common table expressions, and subqueries, joins, left join, right join, and so on. So that will be good enough. And then they can move to visualization, where they will learn about Tableau, Power BI, right? About tax queries in Power BI, how to create dashboards, how to clean data in Power BI using Power Query Editor. These things will be crucial. Then the next step will be to go to machine learning and statistics, right? In machine learning, they can stress on supervised learning, unsupervised learning. What are the difference between these two kind of learnings, right? Which all models are available in each of these techniques, right? Like, for example, in supervised learning, we have linear regression, classification, time series forecasting. In unsupervised, we have clustering, and so on. So, like, and be very specific with examples, right? Whenever you go to any interview, you have to make the recruiter understand that, okay, you know the thing in and out, right? And that can only be possible when you have a example ready.
Correct.
Right? So all these companies, they are using linear regression, right? And classification, right? Very much like for any kind of prediction, right? If I need to predict how many people are going to buy a car based on some past data, we will go for linear regression. It will give me the output in terms of the probabilities. If I want to go for classification, it will get me the output in terms of binary output, like either they will switch, not switch. So these kind of things are equally important for anybody to start with. And then once you are done, then you can go for other things like LLM, and all of these things are advanced things. But I will recommend that first start with these things.
Correct.
Make sure you had a good hold on these things. Then you go for the other things, right?
Correct.
Don't just play around the entire ground.
Yeah.
It will be tiring then, and you will like then start forgetting the things. Yeah.
Start with the first simple step.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
As you said, many companies these days are using this forecasting model. So what is the basic idea behind that and what it is about?
All right. So if I have to explain you the prediction model in a very simple manner,
Correct.
so whenever it comes to prediction or forecasting, machine learning comes into the picture.
Okay.
Right now, you can train a machine in two ways. It could be the supervised learning, unsupervised learning. So these are the two prominent ways. There are more ways, reinforcement learning and all of these things. But these two are the more important ones, supervised learning and unsupervised learning.
Okay.
In supervised learning, we provide every possible data labels to the algorithm to predict what is going to happen. So we pass a historical data set. From that, the machine algorithm will build an understanding and then it will predict. Now, let's say there could be two ways in which we want the prediction to happen. Either we want to have the prediction in terms of probability. Let's say, for example, a car manufacturing company is going to launch a car in next 6 months.
Okay.
Right? And they want to do a demand forecasting because no company directly jump in production.
Correct.
They have to first figure out how many units will be sold,
Correct.
right? Properly the annual is done and so on.
Yeah.
So for demand forecasting, they need to first figure out which customer is having how much probability of buying that vehicle, right? So here we are getting the predicted output in terms of probability. It could be 92%, it could be 35%, 70%. It can take any value between 0 to 100. So in this, we are getting a continuous output in the prediction. So this is done by linear regression model.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, let us take another example. Let's say we want to predict that which customers is going to leave our platform and go to a competitor in the next month.
Okay.
Now, in this case, I simply want to predict that who will be leaving, who will not be leaving.
Correct.
So here I want the output to be in just two categories, binary output. Yes or no, true or false, leaving, not leaving. In this case, we will go for classification model.
Okay.
So these are some kind of models. Then we have time series forecasting model. So any kind of prediction that we have to do based on any time series pattern. For example, you have been given a data that in 2012 the company has sold these many cars, 2014 these many cars, 2016 these many cars. Based on this data, we want to predict how many cars is going to be sold in next 6 years. So here we have the data mapped with a time series, right? Some year and some months and on. So whenever we have a timestamp data and we have to forecast, we go for a time series forecasting model. So these are few of the prominent models through which I can use.
If you had to give a single piece of advice or suggestion to students preparing for a career in AI or analytics, what would it be?
Well, first of all, don't worry. Sit back, relax.
Yes.
Right? There are ample of opportunities outside. The job market is flourishing with analytics, AI roles. Just you need to give some time with proper dedication, right? Do a lot of projects. With more hands-on project, you will develop more confidence to speak about those things in your interview, right? Because we have seen that as a fresher, you might have not much things to talk about, right? You don't have past experience and all. Now, the only thing is your hands-on projects that you have developed, right? And you are the owner of that project. Nobody knows well about the project more than you. So you should be able to explain that project in a very nice, convincing manner so that it looks that, okay, you own this project, you knows in and out, right? And right, and that will definitely help.
Yes, so that's it. Thank you so much for your valuable insight. It was really a great time having a conversation with you.
Welcome, and it was glad to share my share of knowledge, whatever I had with all of you, and all the best, right? Don't worry, wrap up well, right? And you will rock.
Correct.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.